Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to be able to press a button and have it input those values into our guess code array. So just a reminder, this is index 0, this is index 1, this is index 2. So the first button I push, I want it to be able to put into this index value. So let's get our push button for our receiver. If 1 is the first button I press, I want it to put the value of 1 right here. So let's go to put it into the array. We're going to need to change this to our guess code. And where do I want to put it? I want to put it in this first spot that's available. And if this is the first button I press, that first spot is 0. But what if it's the second button I press? So I need to be able to change this to the current index. So instead of having this value of 0, I'm going to put my variable index value. And I want to put the number 1. So I have to find that in the math blocks. Now, after I've pressed the button, I want to change the index value because I don't want to put the next button or the next number I press in this spot. I want to put it in spot 1, right? This is spot 0, this is index 0, index 1. So after I press that first button, I need to change this index value to a value of 1. So to change that, we're going to go to our variables. I also want to just display what number I pressed. And you're going to repeat this for all of your buttons, okay? So I'm going to do that super quick. It's a bunch of duplicating. Okay, so you should have all this code that when your button is pressed, it's going to input values into your guess code array. Now we need to write some code that is going to check if our guess code array is equal to our passcode array. We're going to do that with the OK button. And we'll need to do some if statements. Okay, so at this point, you should have all this code for your buttons that's going to input your number values into your guess code array. Now we need to do a code that's going to check to see if our guess code array is equal to our passcode array. So we're going to do that on the OK button. And I'm going to do some if statements. So I've got my if statement with my equality here, and now I need to bring in that index value at a particular array. So go down to your arrays. And I want to change this to my guess code. So my guess code at index value 0, I want to check to see if that's the same as my passcode at index value 0. So I'm going to duplicate this and change it to passcode. So this is only going to check the first index. I want to check all of the indexes. So I'm going to duplicate this and change this to index 1. Duplicate this, change it to 2. If they're all equal, I want to show a happy face and a happy sound. If they're not equal, I want to show a sad face and a sad sound. So if all 3 of my values are equal, I'm going to get a happy face and a sad, change it to sad. Happy face and a sad sound. But even if one of them is not equal, I want to show a sad face and a sad sound. So for all these other else statements, I'm going to duplicate my sadness. So our code is going to check to see if all 3 are right. If all 3 are right, we're going to be happy. If any one of mine is wrong, I'm going to be sad.